I'm Bill Fakui with Page One Solutions, here to share another marketing pearl of wisdom with you. You know, there's all this talk on the internet today about marketing on SEO and marketing online, and it's all about quality content. But quality is such a vague and somewhat subjective term that we really don't know what quality is. So I'm really trying to help you today identify what quality in terms of quality content is and really how to get it or develop it. So number one, keep in mind that quality is subjective, but it implies a certain level of trust and credibility. Quality is also very customer centric. It really is about your visitors and your target audience, and really not about self-promotion or even things that you find important. Something else to consider is that quality content may somewhat conflict with short-term ROI, goals and getting an immediate response, because this is about developing some credibility, some rapport, etc., and that takes time, and it's not a direct response type of campaign. The other thing is, this is going to require a much bigger investment of your time, of your thought, and certainly in your execution. So keep kind of those things in mind when you're trying to develop better content, but let's get to how. Today I'm going to share 5 tips on how to develop higher quality content. Number one is you have to know your readers or your audience on a much deeper level than just, oh, they're a patient or a potential client. You got to start looking into what is their interest. What kind of questions do they have? What concerns do they have regarding your services? And ultimately, what are goals? What are some a variety of different goals that they may have? And really, how do you determine those kinds of things? First of all, you got to listen to your customers. That's one of the things that clients really haven't thought about, is the customers are telling you everything that you need to know. So number one, you got to listen to those customers, but you got to write them down. Don't just sit there and think in your head, oh, I'll remember this. You got to write things down. So number one is you got to start writing those things down and compiling them. Also, I recommend using surveys and questionnaires, those things that prompt people to, under the guise of trying to give them, an opportunity to speak and provide feedback. I'm also wanting to use it to kind of extract more things of what are their interests and what questions did we not leave answered, etc. The other source that you may want to look in terms of getting to know your audience better is online, resources, things like forums and consumer resource websites. In the medical arena, I would say RealSelf would be a good source for identifying what consumers are, interested in and what they're looking for. Avvo on the legal side, and even some of the medical side now, they're also a really good resource for a lot of the question and answer types of things that you may be interested in finding more about your target audiences. So number two, in addition to knowing your audience, you got to be able to address them at all the different stages of the buying, or what we would call the decision-making process. So, somebody that's early in that is going to certainly have different questions, different issues, different goals than somebody who's, much closer to making a decision. So make sure that all of your content and images and information is really addressing people at all those levels. Number 3 is you got to talk their language. This includes not only selection of the right topics, but also the tone of your messages and the word selection and even the length of the copy. One caveat is don't be afraid to use longer, pieces of material. Longer content is actually good, and actually some of the search engine results, indicate that some of the most read and shared and interactive, engaging content is usually longer. It's usually not a 1 or 2 paragraph types of content. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Number 4 is you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent and regular with the materials that you're producing. But again, one caveat is don't get caught up in the more is better, and this is all about pushing out more content. If you have to reduce the frequency in which you're producing your content in order to get better quality, then by all means do it. Invest the time necessary. You'll get more mileage out of every piece that you write and every word that you put in there. Number 5, and the last suggestion on how to write better content, is creativity. You gotta mix it up. This not only pertains to the subjects and topic, the subject matter, but also your message, in how you're presenting that information in terms of the writing style, but also photos, graphics, videos, infographics, even links to authority sources online. All of those things can help give your message a lot more engagement and get people to read through it and actually appreciate and absorb the content at a much higher level. So those are some tips on improving your creativity and the quality of your content. So give us a call if you have any questions, or if you'd like us to even just start taking a look at some of your content, and we can give you some feedback. But since it's the 4th of July weekend, I probably won't look forward to hearing from you until after the holiday weekend. So from Page One Solutions and myself, here's a quick message from the rest of the team. Have a happy 4th of July and a safe weekend.
Yeah! Happy 4th of July from Page One Solutions!